Homage to Arya Lokeshvara, the compassion of all the conquering Buddhas of the ten directions, numbering as many atoms as atoms of the countless worlds, as deep as an ocean and attached, completely attached to living beings, from which was born that perfect splendor of wonderful qualities, renowned as Avalokiteshvara, the great guide, the jewel mounted upon whom we should all rely. To you I bow. Upon a mandala replete with the light of the moon, your feet, like pure lotus petals, stand together in the center of a pure and fresh lotus. In the world you radiate with perfect clarity like the moon when full. Seeing you, your heart is relieved of all pain, and good joy is spread everywhere. Though your compassion is as cool as a touch of snow, it nevertheless burns away the hordes of demons. Though your wisdom is far beyond phenomena characterized by signs, mandalas of detailed elaboration nevertheless appear to it. Though you have crossed over samsara, you constantly show birth in the three realms. The wise are amazed at such illusion-like activities. Permeating all phenomena, you are the orb of the sky on a clear autumn night, relied upon constantly by all fortunate beings. You are the uncomplaining great earth, dispelling the darkness of ignorance of the entire world. You are the blazing sun, soothing the torment of the mind burned by anger. You are the moon. You show the mandala of your beautiful face like a fully bloomed white lotus, as white as rock crystal in a pure conch shell. You possess the beauty of youth. In the midst of limitless and vast clouds of offerings, you enjoy magical play with the liberating goddess, radiant amidst entourage of countless sugatas, bodhisattvas, and wrathful deities. All those who have fallen into the wretched states of being, tormented by the myriad sufferings brought on by fire, water, pernicious fortune, wrath of kings, and the like, are drawn up one after the other by your light rays, as if they were being bathed by the moon, and brought to enjoy the supreme bliss of the gods. Your fragrant braids of hair tied up on upon your head blend with the blue light of the sky. If the mighty Buddha Amitabha sits beautifully in the center of his lineage crown, your right hand in the mudra of giving, from whose fingertips constantly fall drops of white nectar like shining pearls that soothe the torment of the hungry ghosts. Your left hand resting upon your hip in a graceful pose, a beautiful and pure form prostrated to by Indra, Brahma, Indra, and the other arrogant gods. You are, therefore, the mighty one of the world. You reveal 1,000 other hands adorned with mudras, with the wheel, the lotus, the arrow, the bow, and so on. Possessing 1,000 eyes, you show perfectly life and beautiful faces. To some you emanated Singhanada, the leader of the malicious Nagas, and to others you are Mogapaisha, Nilakanta, and so forth. At times you are Hayagriva, destroyer of the hindrances in the world of the wrathful. Sometimes you are Black Mahakala, and others who shatter the three worlds, but your mind never strays from compassion. The vast expanse of worlds that stretches through the space knows no end. Yet you emanate as many forms as there are living beings in these worlds, all of which is done without the thought to move even a mere single hair. Like a rain falling from the clouds, you have no deliberation. You have left behind all worlds that do not in any way serve living beings. Your unending melody of speech in tune with the mentality of each being teaches pathways of Dharma greater in number than the drops in an ocean. Those whose ears receive your speech will dwell in perfectly within your words, like the singing of a beautiful youth that blends with the sounds of the many-stringed vina of the celestial musicians. Your words delight the mind, who will destroy the destroyers of the desires. Like the thunder that roars through the sky, your speech resounds far and high, and yet for those struck by fright, their fear is at once reduced to mere words. When you turn the wheel of Dharma in the voice of high and pure tones endowed with every quality, in order to liberate those wandering in samsara, constantly trapped by unstable birth and death, you have already perfected the features of the speech of the Buddhas, the past, present, and future. Therefore, as master of peerless qualities of speech, you are renowned as the guru of all worlds. Living beings love themselves, yet sometimes out of anger, they are intent on killing themselves. You, however, constantly look upon living beings as a mother would look upon her only child. Long ago your mind cast away from the tiniest thought of doing harm to others. The love, therefore, that those like me have for themselves cannot come anywhere near a fraction of your compassion. Your never ceasing, ceaseless gaze is calming as being bathed, the scented waters of camphor, sandalwood, and vetiver grass. One part of your mind is forever fixed on the six types of living beings, and yet your mind resting in the Dharmadhatu, where all proliferation of experience and experience is dissolved, is constantly embraced by the supreme bliss, with all movement stilled. To such a mind I prostrate. I pray that the rains of your nectar will cool the hot hells, where beings are burned alive by flames that blaze on all sides, where murderous butchers surround them and terrify them, their mouths agape, their eyes red and staring, where others are boiled like grains of wheat in vats of molten copper. I pray that your warm touch protects those in the cold hells, where flesh and bones are torn apart by the cold. I pray that you send forth a nectar of rain of food, and hunger to clothing the hungry ghosts, whose stomachs are the size of the mountains, yet whose throats are blocked. Limbs are as thin as veins, whose bodies are emaciated and covered with dust, with sparks flying from the limbs with their joints rubbed together, to whom merely looking at the water causes it to dry up, and who are constantly weary and tormented by thirst. For animals who will even throw away their precious lives in pursuit of the tiny happiness of just a morsel of food, have no way of developing virtue and of reducing non-virtue, who are ugly in shape and color and consequently of low merit. I pray that you grant them the ability quickly to remember virtue, and that they will be able to live a life of happiness, even the delights and pleasures of the blissful Brahma, enjoyed with the divine mention that created the true light. One day the force of transience fade away, and he too will plunge into the fires of hell, where even his bows of marrow will be burnt away. The young gods who lie on soft beds that bring pleasure to the touch, who play and frolic in the beautiful pleasure gardens, will one day drink boiling molten metal, will be dragged across ground strewn with sharp iron thorns. Those that are high will quickly become lowly servants fit only to be kicked. Like the flowers at the end of autumn, this time of youth will soon fade. Like enjoying a borrowed ornament, this wealth will definitely disappear in time. Like a flash of lightning, even my life appears only for a moment. The world after this one is far from the one we are used to, and it is I alone who must wander in its dense darkness. And so it is that this terrifying state of samsara, the deception of the mental afflictions, will ultimately let us down. I beg you that you lift us with the hand of your compassion from this ocean of suffering. It is true that the teachings of the Buddha are a tradition well established in this land surrounded by snowy mountains, but most Dharma practitioners are shorn of the clothes of ethics, and like naked wanderers have abandoned all shame. They befriend lay people, look toward them, and engage in acts looked down upon by the wise. Alas, the sun of the sacred Dharma has almost set between the mountains. The powerful eagle lilies pursue their own desires, fight amongst each other, and mistreat the weak. The poor are constantly in servitude, and cannot even find meager food. In such a dreadful state of degeneration, if I were to be ignored by you, noble one, then what did your promise of the past mean? Who can your subjects turn to for refuge? Even your own name is blessed. Whoever hears it will be freed from fear. Those who keep your name in mind will reap fruit similar to performing devotions to countless Buddhas. This has been taught by the great sage with the words of truth. And so, with great hope, we make a prayer to you that you, great protector, who have left behind the mind that is distracted elsewhere, will rescue these desperate sentient beings. I pray that all living beings devote themselves to the three jewels, that they have faith in cause and effect and follow always the path of Dharma. I pray that with countless wrathful and peaceful and eloquent illuminations, all perfectly suited to the various types of merits of living beings, you bring forth minister all dear friends who have fallen into this dreadful state of samsara. May I, too, with devotion to you, have the stainless intelligence that knows the truth of the way things are, as well as a complete disenchantment with samsara. May I strive with many lives to work with others with compassion. May I attain the perfection of wisdom whose power will crush all maras. May I dwell on the ways of the pure and joyful Dharma, and nourish living beings over a long time. I am one of low intelligence, but the milk lake of faith in my mind has risen up to produce these animated and beautiful white bubbles. It is this garland of worlds of excitation and lament. Whoever reads, hears, or recalls it, may they be freed from the taints of wrong deeds, and may be cared for in the Potala Pure Land by that great noble supreme conqueror of Avalokiteshvara. I instantaneously arise as the holy body of the great compassionate one. Om Bam and the great Om Bam Sabawa Jidu Sawa Dhamma Sabawa Jidu Om. The offering substance becomes just empty. From more than emptiness, from broom syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each the syllable all melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings, function to bestow special entertainment and bliss. I go for refuge in laying my light into the Buddha that are on the Supreme Assembly. My collections of generosity and so forth may become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge in laying my light into the Buddha that are on the Supreme Assembly. My collections of generosity and so forth become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge in laying light into the Buddha that are on the Supreme Assembly. My collections of generosity and so forth become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. Without desiring to liberate migrating beings, I always go for refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The heart of enlightenment is achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, the presence of the Buddhas, benefit of sentient beings, that generate the thought of enlightenment. Without desiring to liberate migrating beings, I always go for refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, presence of the Buddhas, benefit of sentient beings, and the thought of enlightenment. Without desiring to liberate migrating beings, I always go for refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, till the heart of enlightenment is achieved. Perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, the presence of the Buddhas, benefit as any beings that are thought of enlightenment. Rays of light emanate from the white freely that rest on the moon disk. The heart of oneself visualized as the great compassionate one. Invoking from the natural abode, Guriya Arya, great compassionate one. Having the aspect of 11 faces. Founded by the lineage Gurus, assembly of deities of great compassionate one. And then an assembly of meditational deities. Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dakas, and Dakinis. Some are protectors and guardians, all embodying the space before me on a wide-stemmed thousand-petaled lotus. Embodying all Buddhas and holders of the Vajra, roots of the three sublime ones, to all gurus they prostrate. One never tires of seeing your Vajra body's beauty. Its qualities beyond thought, to gurus' forms I prostrate. Melodious Brahma like speech, was like the mighty lion. Terrifies non-believers, to gurus' speech I prostrate. Wisdom of bliss and voidness, like spaces free of concepts, dwelling in triple freedom, to Guru's minds I prostrate. Sugata's Dharmakaya, you seal 6 realms beings. 11th head pervades all, Amitabha I prostrate. Um, you who helps according to need, with eyes of 1,000 Buddhas, with arms of 1,000 monarchs, to Chinmay's ego I prostrate. Dakini Lakshmankara, Narayana Arjuna, Yeshizum Buddha Gelsen, the lineage prostrate. Chinmay's great compassion, Jushi's mindful knowing. Kumkapa, jewel of sages, Lozang Darkpa, I prostrate. Guarding with great compassion, Vishin's boundless merit. Founders who are all knowing, Tathagatas I prostrate. The path of sublime being, which frees us from our passions, frees us from suffering realms, to Dharma's peace I prostrate. Abiding in three training, showing the path of freedom, endowed with realization, sublime Sangha I prostrate. Got born into the Shakya clan, destroyer of all evils, formed like a golden mountain, to Shakya's king I prostrate. A refuge for the guideless, you prevent untimely death. Chief of the guides of this world, Amitayas I prostrate. Bhagavan with great compassion, you cleanse me poison sickness, purify bad migrations, Lapis Buddha I prostrate. Uh, you with your full appearance, adorn the lamp of wisdom, spell darkness of three worlds, to Manjushri I prostrate. Much praised by all the Buddhas, this merits you collected. Given the name Chenrei the eagle, wish to you I prostrate. Tenge Drahmi Nor Pamagawa Danyashuk. Into you Hala Hala, Ho Chenrei Zeeks I prostrate. Bagandor Jechu Wonchu, Tringonan Hari Hari. Aries of 10 directions, all Chenrei Zeeks I prostrate. Tari frees from samsara, to Tari from the 8 years. Tari frees from all disease, Mother Tara I prostrate. You scare his Mahabala, his mantra king, your virtuous. Stemming all the unsubdued, Vajrapani I prostrate. Equaling all the atoms, birth my body's prostrate. With confidence unshaking, to all those worthy of praise. Homage to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You lions among humans, of past, present, and future. In all corners of this world, with all my 3 doors I bow. By power of this prayer, seeing Buddhas directly, I bow to them with bodies as many as all atoms. On each atom are Buddhas as many as all atoms. Like this I have conviction that everywhere are Buddhas, claiming all these Buddhas with endless oceans of praise. Ocean-like melodious sounds I sing Surgata's praises. The best of all the flowers, garlands of bowls and ointments, as parasols and incense I offer to the conquerors. Supreme fragrance as garments, a mountain air of medicines. With the things well displayed I offer to the conquerors. With strong faith in good actions I prostrate to all conquerors, and offer them these offerings, extensive and unsurpassed. Offering goddesses arise from the created one's heart to make offerings. Maria Lugishvara Zabari Waru Aram Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Waru Adyam Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Waru Ujbe Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Wan Dube Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Wan Aluge Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Wan Yende Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Wan Nivedye Radija Zuha Maria Lugishvara Zabari Wan Radha Radija Jingambu Bambamiya Monjizekizai Om Benzarekiya Jidori Goyugi Gowe Uzuri Gaboriha Salu Babo Zambule Mubalandu Damraminian Budan Lubal Yudam Yudin Yudam Dalam Jodo Raminian Dan Raminian Gida Rimboje Riwo Bazangi Jing Dojo Yeba Mamo Bayi Lodo Bolo Rimboje Nobo Rimboje Zinmo Rimboje Lando Rimboje Nongo Rimboje Dajo Rimboje Baba Rimboje Dejengo Yebomba Yemadu Mamalu Magama Meduma Gubuma Nanguma Dreduma Nimada Rimboje Choe number Gyawe Gyabzen Uzularami Belju Bundum Zuba Mazawame Bazani Nido Sadinjin the Wadam Giba Jibe Belden Lama Damba Lundang Giba Duyang Paju Duje Jembola Zukoran Jeba Nama Buwagyo Duje Droe Duje Zuzo Jene Danda Zodroa Mangyu Namgi Taranya Bezenjin Tamjema Sewa Jimbo Goni Jingila Duzo Zajivugi Jojimedum Ramri Ramri Nideyambadi Zangyendum Nindeyuwagi Dugunandayima Subarudagijadam Mongzungyuwen Yudranyenbarzum Buddham Wanzurem Vangvanirbam Mugirejinam Dosurangzagroma Jingilo Bildilamen Udzeidemba Danganyam Yolam Vivirumaram Akshamalu Zudadriyadane Yodosvanyetoba Jingilo Idanguru Nandalagamniyadayami Whatever evil I have done with my body, speech, and mind, under the control of attachment, hatred, and confusion, ignorance, I confess them all individually. From the dedication of Barada Bayan, the Baza given in Jigal, the dedication of Barada Bayan, the Baza given in Jigal, the dedication of Barada Bayan, the Baza given in Jigal, the dedication of Barada Bayan, the Baza given in Jigal, The ladies and the brother beyond the business they get together and checks alone. The ladies and the brother beyond the business they get together and checks alone. The ladies and the brother beyond the business get together and checks alone. Anna Bhagavate Radikira Rajaya Tikarayara is a mixamburaya. Adam Rani Rani Mara Nera Vijay Sohan. Anna Bhagavate Radikira Rajaya Tikarayara is a mixamburaya. Adam Rani Rani Mara Nera Vijay Sohan. No Bhagavate Radikira Rajaya Tikarayara is a mixamburaya. Adam Rani Rani Mara Nera Vijay Sohan. No Bhagavate Radikira Rajaya Tikarayara is a mixamburaya. Adam Rani Rani Mara Nera Vijay Sohan. No Bhagavani Radakatu Rajaya Datakataya Radamixam Purayam. Ayatum Rani Rani Maharani Rani Vijay Suham. No Bhagavani Radakatu Rajaya Datakataya Radamixam Purayam. Ayatum Rani Rani Maharani Rani Vijay Suham. No Bhagavani Radakatu Rajaya Datakataya Radamixam Purayam. Ayatum Rani Rani Maharani Rani Vijay Suham. Om Namo Manjushri Namazu Shri Namahu Tama Shri Soham Om Namo Manju Shri Namazu Shri Namahu Tama Shri Soham Om Namo Manju Shri Namazu Shri Namahu Tama Shri Soham. Attempt to God to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dharma, take refuge in the Sangha. Attempt to God to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dharma, take refuge in the Sangha. Attempt to God to at all times, take refuge in the Guru, take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dharma, take refuge in the Sangha. To the founder Bhagavan Haranagara, to the good Buddhist Buddha, Buddhist Koka Shakimari Buddha, I prostrate. To the fair lady room, stir with our dress, I prostrate. To the radiant jewel, I prostrate. To the king of Lord Nagas, I prostrate. To the army of heroes, I prostrate. To the lighted hero, I prostrate. To the purifier, I prostrate. To the Jim Moonlight, I prostrate. To the meaning for the sea, I prostrate. To the Jim Moon, I prostrate. To the stainless one, I prostrate. To the bestowed with courage, I prostrate. To the pure one, I prostrate. To the bestowed with purity, I prostrate. To the water God, I prostrate. To the deity of the water God, I prostrate. To the glorious goodness, I prostrate. To the glorious sandalwood, I prostrate. To the infinite splendor, I prostrate. To the glorious light, I prostrate. To the starless glory, I prostrate. To the son of heaven, I prostrate. To the glorious light, glorious flower, I prostrate. To the pure light, is clean, known by play, I prostrate. To the lotus light, is clean, known by play, I prostrate. To the glorious wealth, I prostrate. To the glorious mindfulness, I prostrate. To the glorious name, one day renowned, I prostrate. To the king hold the victory banner from West Barrel, I prostrate. To the glorious one, totally subduing, I prostrate. To the victorious in battle, I prostrate. To the glorious transcendence, I subduing, I prostrate. To the glorious meditations, living hell, I prostrate. To the all subduing, to lotus, I prostrate. To the hop of the good Venus Buddha. Hey, Lord, not with promise, eternal lotus, I prostrate. The founder Bhagavan, Hara Hara Karvala, gives of this Buddha, glorious conquer Shakimani Buddha, I prostrate. To the fire, best strong and body essence, I prostrate. To the radiant jewel, I prostrate. To the king lord of the mountains, I prostrate. To the army of heroes, I prostrate. To the lighted hero, I prostrate. To the glorious jewel fire, I prostrate. To the glorious to the jewel moon, I prostrate. To the the sea, I prostrate. To the jewel moon, I prostrate. To the famous one, I prostrate. To the episode of courage, I prostrate. To the pure one, I prostrate. To the episode of purity, I prostrate. Water gonna prostrate, the water gonna prostrate. Glorious goodness of prostrate, glorious percent water prostrate. Infinite splendor prostrate, glorious light I prostrate. Sorrowless glory prostrate, sudden craving I prostrate, glorious flower prostrate. Pure light is close, number player prostrate, lotus light is close, number player prostrate. Glorious wealth of prostrate, glorious mindfulness of prostrate. To the glorious name, whatever down I prostrate, King hold the victor banner from his power I prostrate. To the glorious name, whatever down I prostrate, the victorious in battle I prostrate. Glorious manifestations, illuminating all I prostrate. Glorious name, glorious, glorious transcendences of doing I prostrate. Glorious manifestations, illuminating all I prostrate. Also during the latest I prostrate, heart of the King Lord of the Mountains from this international world I prostrate. In the pound of Bhagavan, heart of the Buddha's Buddha. Glorious conquers sugar many, but I prostrate. I got a third wish for the Father essence I prostrate. I got a radiant jewel I prostrate. I got a regular clean blood of the Nagas I prostrate. I got an army of heroes I prostrate. I got a lighting hero I prostrate. I got a jewel fire I prostrate. I said I got a jewel moonlight I prostrate. I got a meaning for the sea I prostrate. I got a jewel moon I prostrate. I got a stainless one I prostrate. I got a so with courage I prostrate. I got a pure one I prostrate. I got a episode of purity I prostrate. I got a water got a prostrate. I got dating the water got a prostrate. I got a glorious goodness I prostrate. I got a glorious sandalwood I prostrate. I got infinite splendor I prostrate. I got a glorious light I prostrate. I got a starless glory I prostrate. I got a sun of sun craving I prostrate. I got a glorious flower I prostrate. I got a pure light I play I prostrate. I got a glorious light I play I prostrate. I got a glorious wealth I prostrate. I got a glorious mindfulness I prostrate. I got a glorious, I got a glorious name whatever down I prostrate. I got a king hope the victor banner from most power I prostrate. I got a glorious one totally subduing I prostrate. I got a victorious in battle I prostrate. I got a manifestation, glorious transcendence subduing I prostrate. I got glorious manifestations illuminating all I prostrate. I got also doing Jewel Lotus I prostrate. I got a harp of the good Buddha, King Lord of the Mountains, from this Jewel Lotus I prostrate. The Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers Buddha, learning down glorious king and excellent signs I prostrate. Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers, accomplished Buddha, ability of sound, brilliant reading of skill. To what a Jew is with the lotus of prostrate, the Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers Buddha, and his excellent qualities of being a Jew who accomplishes all conduct of prostrate. The Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers Buddha, Aki. Brothers Buddha, glorious supreme from sorrow I prostrate. The Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers Buddha, ladies and proclaim Dharma I prostrate. The Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Buddha, the name of the place supreme with the medicine of Dharma I prostrate. The Bhagavan Haradakaratulaka Brothers Buddha, medicine deity, king of life, king of supper, light I prostrate. All you 35 Buddhas, having medicine Buddhas and others, the many Tathagata Ahar, Advaita Buddhas that are existing, sustaining, and residing in all the world systems. Directions, all you Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. This life and all the state of rebirth in which I have circled in samsara throughout beginningless lives. Whatever negative actions I have created, may those creator or duration the creation of. Whatever possessions of stupas, possession of the sangha, possession of the sangha of the 10 directions that I have appropriated, may those appropriate or duration the appropriation of. Differ among the 5 actions of immediate retribution I have done, caused to be done, or duration the doing of. Differ among the 10 random actions I have engaged in, cause others to engage in, or duration engaging in. Whatever I have done, being who's good with these karmas, it causes me to be born as a hate enemy in the hell realm, in the animal realm, and the preta realm, in the religious countries, as a barbarian, as long life of God, in imperfect faculties, holding wrong views, and not being pleased with Buddhist dissent. In the presence of Buddha Bhagavans, who are transcendent of wisdom, whose eyes or witnesses were valid, and see with mission consciousness, I admit and confess with negativities. And I will not conceal them nor hide them, and if now in the future I will abstain and refrain from committing them again. O Buddha Bhagavan, please pay attention to me in this life and all the states of rebirth, which I have circled in samsara throughout beginningless lives. Virtue of created by generosity, even as little as giving before mouthful of food to a being born in the animal realm. The fruits of virtue are created by guarding morality, what a virtue of virtue are created by following good conduct. The fruits of virtue are created by following ripening sentient beings, but the virtues of virtue are created by doing anything but chitta. The virtues of virtue are created by my expressed strength and little wisdom. What is assembled and gathered, combined together, are fully dedicated to the unsurpassed, the unexcelled, that higher than the high, the superior to the superior. Indicated its highest perfect bit of enlightenment. This is the previous Buddha Bhagavans who fully dedicated, as the future Buddha Bhagavans will fully dedicate, as the presently abiding Buddha Bhagavans are fully dedicating like they will dedicate fully. Confess all negativities individually or rejoice in all merits. Urge and request all the Buddhas may achieve that free, holy, peerless transcendental wisdom. The conqueror is the best of humans who is living in the present time, who was like in the past, and those who will likewise come. The Lord is the vast and infinite ocean with the hands folded I approach refuge. Woe is me, O great Guru Bhattadara, and all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions, and the Venerable Sangha, please pay attention to me. I am who remained in Zagache, circling in cyclic existence of beginningless times of the present, overpowered by mental afflictions such as attachment, hatred, and ignorance by means of body, speech, and mind. Created the 10 non-virtuous actions. I've engaged in the 5 interrupted negative karmas and the 5 nearing interrupted the negative karmas. I transgressed the vows of individual liberation, transgressed the vows of bodhisattvas, transgressed the vows of sacred mantra. I've been disrespectful to my parents, disrespectful to my Vajra masters and my abbot, and disrespectful to my spiritual friends living in pure ordination. I have committed actions harmful to the prettier sublime ones and abandoned the holy Dharma, since they are a Sangha, harm sentient beings, and so on. Within many of the non-virtuous negative actions I have done, caused others to do, personally others are doing, and so forth. In the presence of the great Guru Bhattadara, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions and venerable Sangha, I admit this entire collection of faults and transgressions that are obstacles to my own higher rebirth and liberation, and causes of cyclical existence and miserable lower rebirths. I do not conceal them and I accept them as negative. I promise to refrain from doing these actions again in the future. By confessing and acknowledging them, I will attain and abide in happiness. While not confessing and acknowledging them, true happiness will not come. I rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions. All their users, spiritual training, and those beyond, and of all transmigratory beings. You are the bright lights of worlds in 10 directions who attain the Buddha's ambitions to the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please send the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you may actualize terror and nibbana. Please save us for aeons and endless fathoms of the world, happiness and well-being of all wanders in samsara. Whatever slight virtue I've accumulated by prostrating, offering, and confessing, rejoicing, urging, and requesting, and dedicated all to full awakening. Umamugajila Zambara Bara Bara Ajura Sadva Baba Vibhushin Udadara Dara Zamanda Hamalugide Umbezu Umamugajila Zambara Bara Bara Ajura Sadva Baba Vibhushin Udadara Dara Zamanda Avalugide umbezu umamogajila zambara baraba ajuda sababa vibhushida Rudadara dara zamanda avalugide umbezu. May I maintain flawless morality, the Dharma rules, and immaculate morality. May I complete the perfection of moral conduct by keeping morality purely and untainted by pride. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings ever be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred with those held close and distant. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings ever be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred with those held close and distant. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, attachment and hatred with those held close and distant. The deities of the field of collecting merit return their own Om Zobawa Juru Zawa Dama Zobawa Juru Hom. The natures of myself, the deity to be meditated upon, and all phenomena of one tasted, essence of one tasted into. From the sphere of emptiness, the aspect of the tone of the mantra Mani Padme Hum resounds, moving around the space. My mind in the aspect of the undifferentiable suchness of myself and deity becomes a moon mandala, upon which the very aspect of the tone of the mantra, resounding in space, is set down, having the form of written syllables, a very pure mercury adhering to grains of gold. That completely transforms into a thousand-petaled lotus as brilliant as refined gold, marked at the center by the mantra Mani Padme Hum. From the tips of multicolored light rays emitted from the moon while lotus mantra, innumerable holy bodies of the Aryabhaloka spread out, pervading all the realms of space. Great clouds of miraculously emanated offerings appear to the altar to the Buddhas and their children. From yet another great emanated cloud, a continuous rain of nectar descends, extinguishing the fires of suffering of all migrators of the hells and other realms. They are satisfied with bliss and become Avalokiteshvara. Then the light rays, along with the bodies of the deity, return and enter into one's own mind in the aspect of the moon mandala, lotus, and mantra garland. He is transformed into a multicolored lotus and moon seat, upon which oneself arises as area of the Lokiteshvara, the white-colored body in the prime of youth, radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above that, the essential face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above that, the essential face is red, the right white, and the left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expressions. Above these is a wrathful black face with barred fangs and wrathful wrinkles, a third eye and orange hair standing upright. In the crown is a peaceful red face with a crown protrusion, having a chaste aspect devoid of ornaments with its own neck. The first two hands are folded at the heart and hold a jewel. The second right hand holds a rosary. The third eliminates the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghosts by sending down a stream of nectar from the mudra of getting sublime realizations. The fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds a golden lotus with a stem. The third holds a water vessel. And the fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, as soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra of getting sublime realizations. The palm of every hand is an eye. The hands do not extend above the crown protrusion nor below the knee. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there is a lower garment of fine cloth. I am endowed with a golden belt and little jewels, beautified with locks of orange hair. I have a jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, and anklets, or garments of various colored silks, radiate rays of white light. At the crown of the central head is a white om, the throat a red ah, the heart a blue hum. Upon a moon mandala at the heart is a white tree, the long vowel and subsequent aspiration. Light rays radiate from the Hri at the heart, invoking from the natural abode area of the Lokiteshvara, surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Om Arya Lokeshvara Zavari Varabara Samaya Zaza Zahum Bam Ho. To become non-dual to oneself, the commitment being. Again, light rays radiate from the Hri at one's heart, invoking the empowering deities. 5 Buddha families with Amitabha as their principal together with their retinues. Panchaguna Zabari Varagam Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Varagam Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Dube Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Aluge Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Yende Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Nivedye Bradijazuha. Panchaguna Zabari Ada Bradijazuha. All Tathagatas, please bestow the empowerment upon me. Requested thus, the goddess dressed in white and the others, who are emitted from the Tathagata's hearts, hold the lapasas filled with nectar and say, this is at the very time of birth, the Deva has offered ablution to the Buddha, so do I with pure divine water offer ablution to the holy body. They bestow the empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled and all defilements are purified. But transformation of the eggs is water remaining on the crown. The head becomes adorned with a red mitaba on the crown, with the very nature of one's brutal. Blue akshobi on the forehead, yellow rotness above behind the right ear, red butter chana at the back, and read Moga City behind the left ear. On the moon cushions at one's heart, the exalted wisdom being Arya Balokiteshvara. The white-colored holy body, one face and two hands. The right hand is in the mood of getting sublime realizations. The left holds a lotus at his heart. The moon cushion at his heart is marked by the concentration being a white tree, the long vowel and subsequent aspiration. The great home the offering substances become just empty. From within emptiness from broom syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each syllable all melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings. The function to bestow a special uncontaminated individual type. Amargamaham Padimaham Dushpayaham Dupayaham Alakyaham Gyadayaham Nevaryaham Shabdaham Marya Lugishvara Sabariwa Agam Pradijas Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Adyam Bradijalu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Bujbe Bradijalu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Dube Bradijalu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Aluge Bradijalu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Gende Bradijalu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Nevedye Bradijazu Maria Lugishvara Zabhariva Bradijazu. Highly venerated by all the Gurus, you present of all holy qualities, with the name of Avalokiteshvara, should be always merciful Lord. Om Guru Sarva Tata Kata Kaya Bhakshita Bhadra Pranamina Sarva Tata Kata Bhadra Pada Paranam Garumi Mazamara Jizo Mazamara Jizo Mazamara Jizo Mazar Jizo Mazamara Jizo Mazamara Jizo. On a moon disk at one's heart is a concentration being, the white syllable 3. Surrounded by garlands of the mantras to be recited, white in color and standing clockwise. Light rays radiate from them, filling all the inside of one's body, purifying all negativities and obscurations. Light rays radiate outwards from its incalculable assembly. The deities, the great compassionate one, are emitted, purifying the negativities and obscurations of all sentient beings, and setting them in the state of Ariel of the Bhakti. Then collect back and dissolve into the heat of one's heart. Namo Ratnadraya Namo Yadyanam Saigaravarajan Murajaya Tadagadayam Arhade Samyak Sambodham Namo Sarva Tadagadevya Urhadevyam Samya Sambudebhya Namaryo Guru Saraya Bodhisattvaya Mahasattvaya Magaruni Sayada Om Daradara Vividiri Durdu Yedevade Sadevada Radhale Bradza Uzume Guzumavare Venele Dede Balamabana Yeswa Taram Dardu. Om Bhagwanta Great Om Om Subhavajiru Savadama Subhavajiru Om. The mandala becomes as empty. From within emptiness, a white broom radiating five colored light rays separates from the Hri at my heart and comes to rest beside the mandala. It transforms into a multicolored lotus, on which rests a multicolored cross Vajra. Upon its central hub is the inestimable mansion, composed of a variety of jewels. It is square with 4 doors and 4 archways. In the middle of that is an 8-petaled lotus, the center of which is a precious throne, on which are variegated lotus moons. Each of the petals of the border part in the direction of the moon's seat. Upon the central cushion is a white syllable Hari, which becomes a white 8-petaled lotus as brilliant as fine gold, marked by the syllable Hari. Light rays radiate from it, making offerings to the Arya beings, and enacting the welfare of all sentient beings. They collect back, and from the transformations arise Arya Avalokiteshvara, with a white-colored body, the prime of youth, and radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, right green, and the left red. Above that, the central face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above that, the central face is red, the right white, and the left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expression. Above these is a wrathful black face with barred fangs and wrathful wrinkles. The third eye and orange ear standing upright. And its crown is a peaceful red face with a crown protrusion, having a chaste aspect devoid of ornaments in its own neck. The first 2 hands are folded at the heart and hold a jewel. Second right hand holds a rosary. Third eliminates the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. Ascending down a stream of nectar from this mudra is the blending sublime realizations. Fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds a golden lotus with a stem. Third holds a water vessel. And the fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra of getting sublime realizations. The palm of every hand is an eye. Hands that extend above the crown protrusion or below the knees. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there is a lower garment of fine cloth. He is endowed with a golden belt and with jewels, and is beautified with locks of orange hair, with a jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, and anklets, wears garments of various colored silks, radiates rays of light. In the east, from home below Akshobhya, right hand pressing the earth, left in equipoise. In the south, from Tram, yellow Ratna Sambhava, right hand giving the sublime, left in equipoise. In the west, from Om, right Vadarchala, the mudra of supreme enlightenment. In the north, from Ah, Green Moga city, right hand giving refuge, left to the mudra of equipoise. They are all also beautified with precious ornaments and garments of various silk, seated with the legs in the Vajra posture. Upon a lotus in the moon disk at the heart of the principal deity is a white ray, from which light rays radiate, invoking from the Potala in the southern direction, Arya Arya Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. Om Hariya Dukishana Zabari Vara Bhaja Samaya Zaza Hum Bam. They become non-dual with the commitment beings. The crowns of all the deities are marked by a white Om, throats by a red A, hearts by a blue Hum. Again, from light rays radiate the free at the center of the deity's heart, invoking the empowering deities, 5 Buddha families with Amitabha as their principal, together with the retinue. Panchakula Sabariwa Agam Pradija Panchakula Sabariwa Adyam Pradija Panchakula Sabariwa Ujbe Pradija Panchakula Sabariwa Ube Pradija Panchakula Sabariwa Aluge Pradija Panchakula Sabarivan Gende Bradijazu Panchakula Sabarivan Nevedye Bradijazu Panchakula Sabarivan all Tara goddess, please bestow the empowerment upon him. Requested thus the goddess dressed in white and the others, who emitted from the Tathagata's hearts, hold aloft vases filled with nectar and sang. Just as at the very time of birth, the Devas offered ablution to the Buddha, so do I with pure divine water offer ablution to the holy body. Om Sarvadadagada Bijagada Samaya They bestow the empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled and all defilements are purified. The transformation of the excess water remaining in the crown. The head becomes adorned with Amitabha on the crown, Akshobhya on the forehead, Ratnasambhava behind the right ear, Vairocana at the back, and Mogasiti behind the left ear. Om Padmanda Great Om Om Sabhavashira Savadama Sabhavashira Om. The offering substances becomes just empty. From within emptiness, the brum brum syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each, the syllable Om melts into light, which arise, drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. And third nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offerings, function to bestow a special containment of the good book. Amargama Harim Ujbeam Mundubeam Alageam Gendeam Nibidiam Shabdam Umrubam Shabdam Gendeam Razam Sparsam Gyawa Gyatsu Juzele Drube Shingan Gyatsu Chuyun Gyatsu Zu Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Purjela Deva Gyatsu Buddha Jesu O Maria Lugishvara Sabariwara Agam Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Chizili Drube Shingan Gyatsu Shabzil Gyatsu Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Porjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu O Maria Lugishvara Sabari Wan Aryam Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Shingang Gyatsu Meto Gyatsu So Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Korjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu So Om Arya Lokishvara Safari Wan Ujbe Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Jizili Drube Jingam Gyatsu Dubo Gyatsu So Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Porjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu Om Arya Lukishvara Sabariwa Dube Pradija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzili Drube Jingam Gyatsu Namsel Gyatsu So Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Porjela Deva Gyatsu Buddha Jesu Om Arya Lugishvara Sabariwa Aluke Pratija Zuha Gyawa Gyatsu Juzele Drube Jingam Gyatsu Dvijab Gyatsu Zu Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Purjela Deva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu Om Arya Lukishvara Sapari Wan Kende Pratija Soha. Yawa Gyatsu Jose Le Druben. Jingang Gyatsu Jose Gyatsu Zo. Yenden Gyatsu Gyawa Korjela. Eva Gyatsu Bulu Jesu. Om Arya Luki Zara Zapari Wan. Nevenye Pratija Zuha. Yawa Gyatsu Jose Le Druben. Jingang Gyatso Romo Gyatso Zo. Yonden Gyatso Gyawa Korjela. Vepa Gyatso Bulu Jesu Zo. Om Arya Lokeshvara Sapa Ewa. Shabda Pratija Zuha. Nam Shingdu Besangela. Amaranjan Bebe Sutruti. Nanto yerme semgi bulana, yerme de sentugi sesuso. Om Arya Lukishvara Sapariva, Rupa Pradija Suha. Sona Shindu Girbe Sangela, Nala Ranjin Bebe Dranyendi. Landung yerme semgi bulana, yerme de jindugi jesuso. Om Arya Lukishvara Sapariva, Shada Pratija Soha. Sona Jindu Girbe Sangela, Nana Ranjin Mebe Dri Nanda Yerme Semgi Bulana. Yermede Gentugi Jesuso. Om Maria Lukishvara Saparivan. Yende Pratija Soham. Sona Jingdu Girbe Zangela. Nala Ranjin Vipe Rochoti. Nanda Yerme Zemgi Bulana. Yermede Gentugi Jesuso. Om Maya Logishvara Sapariva Rasa Praticha Soham. Sonam Shindu Girbe Sangela Nanoranjin Bebe Rejudi Nando Yeme Zemgi Bulana Yeme Rejim Tugi Jesus. Om Maria Lugishvara Sabariva Vaja Pratija Suha. Nazo Wambo Juda Rabja Wa Gama Ragme Dewe Gir Girben. Minjin Gandhi Damche Bo Subhadam Begin Gigam Parshu. Om Bhadavashti Ai Ahum So. Gyawetsembe Rangshin Gendenjin, Rinjin Dagi Genpa Mitsuyo, Rinjin Genju Buwe Jogengi, Zembe Genbe Kulu Toparsha, Om Vajalum Karavapu Shani Ahum Zohan, Rinjin Zebe Tashi Bumbade, Atso Chugi Kande Puwai, Vedanya Mandrima Kundane, Chandu Sengi Lengi Lempasho, Om Varakalaja. 1,000 arms are 1,000 wielded kings, 1,000 eyes is X-ray and 1,000 Buddha. Crush it and offer praise to the venerable epileptic father who shows that every need to subdue us and be subdued. The Dhammic eyes is separable like space, you form bodies separately dissolvable like rainbows. Crush it and offer praise to five families gone to bliss, name master of our method and wisdom. Streams of nectar descend from the fingers of both the self and front generation, filling the vase with the nectar of exalted wisdom. Namo Radharaya Namaya Dhyanam Saigavravaruja Gurajaya Tadagadoyim Mahade Samyasam Buddha Namasarva Tadagadevyarhadevyam Samyasam Buddhavyam Namarya Buddhi Sadhuya Bodhisattvayam Mahasattvayam Mahaprabhunika Tayada Hundaradagam Viridiridurudu Idivade Sale Sale Pratale Pratale Uzume Uzumaware Ilimele Zedimvala Mavana Yeswaha. The exalted wisdom being the self-generation absorbed into the front generation. Upon a lotus and moon seated at moon disk at the crown of my head is Bhikshuni Lakshmi, dressed as a renunciate. With hands folded at her heart, she intercedes with the merit field on my behalf. Wounded and Gandula Jagzabu Judanamam Ziba Zingiruba Mulai Zogorudan Zamberuba Zube Gilju Bedruba Ziba Jiden Zungi Gumbo Juladu Zulum Deyabadin Bude Buzang Jinba Bude Jena Wang Ye Yogyam Zumbam Jage Jojin Nira Dergom Zerwam Jagyon Zergiva Menam Bargain Babam Grisham Relvin Derwar Marzergu Babam Jerege Boda Wada Borze Babam Jengi Bama Jodu Zanjing Yambabo Kawadam Danam Gardring Eden Babum Trimeodra Muti Zumbu Zebabo Zebeo Zergaring Marburgen Babu Bamezo Darjamima Wajipabo the gathering Gito Danjang Jing Babo Rin and Mangpo Company Nigan Babo no Major Dodger Tio Zung Jingdambabo. Vida Bobenu Mayu Bhagababo. Yunjadu Bongye Jinganandawamo. Dreamamivam. Ame Jolane Babu. Dewe Moni Badme Dabdar Jumbam. Ziggy Gerak Juglorna Borje Babo. The Zordri Bere Jam Jam Tabs in Babo. Tu Gyan Dzogchen parol in babo, Jugni sunam mumbo nirwar zakbab. Dadu de wei jungne gane zawabo. Zundar de jinga joju badam pabo. Nujen jode. Dupom jule gyawabu. Ziggy gandub jai jabi yawabu. Zambe ne baji angar de babu. Zambe durdar langjen tektar shikbabu. Yong zun ye wan. Zaching deman ye wabu. Umetsu tanju yi tule wabu. Gaji daru doran mane Dubai. Shenrei zigi wampo yi lazenjeje. Dove jodi. Daching sewaru jena. Ini ke pampu meyin yang. Kewadi amma om kewadam chedu. Jiden jikden lebe guba gundrugyo. O my Prashit, you are the protector of the world. You are the Guru of the world, praised for the three realms. The one who is praised by you, holy gods, and Mars and Brahma. Praising you, Supreme King of Sages, fill the wishes of the beings. I Prashit, you the supreme victor of the three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, containing the bodies that one's abundant bliss, to crown holds the one and bliss of infinite life. The supreme and generous radiant dispels the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, who left in its birth made on the golden lotus. Then with swift flashing yellow garland, a fragrant top pair, face beautiful like the full moon. You lit us like eyes are exquisite and encompassing, your fragrant bodies feel like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, your arms are aimed those glittering pearls, your face is beautiful like the full moon. Oh. For this glittering pearls, you were adorned beautiful like it was red at dawn. Your arms are ranging upon the lotuses, each one of the color of clouds. To your shoulders are adorned many jewels, your palms are smooth as you the best of thee. Left breast like a by antelope skin, you are alluring your express with ornaments. You dwell on the supreme stain of lotus, you with the abdomen as smooth as a lotus petal, you use a span called the battle of red jewels, whereas good as the crowther on the hips, you the able one supreme race of God in the Amagad Ocean. Collected a multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, the source of cause of bliss, and the spell of aging and disease, strip a liberator and dispel holy to those enjoying space. Supreme body beings like to the battle with Mars forces who feed her alone instead of the language who are subject from self-interest to forebode the Rama. You the swans getting a proud elephant, so looking for the accumulation, looking for the doctrine. When I face the ocean, milk and ocean of water. Whatever minimum arse is done, especially brings have a look, which is far to mind. Really clearly recites the supreme praise, all the minutes of mundane needs. This is held with like an off which lives. O my pressure to the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praised for the three realms. One who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king of saints, to shelter wishes of beings. I prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Holding an event of whole body, taking the bonds of the one's God, bless you, crown, hold the one God, bless you, into the light. You see, moon generous writing, dispels hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, who left in his breath, you don't, the golden lotus. You want to flashing into a god, a pagan top pair, faces good like the full moon. You let us like hazardous with the compass, and your pagan body is like snow on a crunch. Your clusters of flawless, glittering pearls, you doing beautiful light was the red of dawn. Your arms are hinging upon a lotus, as youthful of the god of autumn clouds. Your two swords were the benefit jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. You have breasted to her bunny club skin, you are layering your inscripted ornaments. You do on a supreme stainless lotus leaf with the abdomen is smooth as a lotus petal. Blind golden bed of the red jewels, you wear exquisite with the cloth on the hips. You have the born supreme most proudly on the Gatorship, you have collected a multitude of merit by the supreme state, which was a ground of bliss, and the spell of aging disease, which liberated a spell holy to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed along the self-become an that's why slipping some self-interest, the forebode the Brahma. You move the swan like a proud elephant, he's looking for the accumulation after the doctrine. You want to freeze from the ocean, milk and ocean of water. Whatever made woman earth is a dawn. Spectre things haven't looked as far in mind if you like clearly recites the supreme praise. All the minutes of mundane needs will be fulfilled this life and off with your lives. O my prostrate to the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. The one who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, the Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings, the prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of an holy body, created the body, has been in one's God of blessed crown, holds the one God of blessed in the light. Use of him the generous right hand that spells the hunger, thirst, and the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. When the flashing at radio the golden, the freaking top pair, faces beautiful like the full moon. You notice that God's influence with the compassing you. Too short, your breaking bodies appear like snow or conch. You wear classes of flawless glittering pearls, your palms are smooth as the best of flee. You were done with beautiful light was the ray of dawn. Your arms are arranging upon a lotus, you reaching up the caught up on clouds. Your shoulders are the many jewels, your palms are smoothing at the best of fleas. You have present with your hair and club skin. You wear layering rings, bracelets, ornaments. You lay on the supreme stainless lotus. Serves you abdomen is smooth as lotus petals, the flank of the belt of the jewels. You wear a skirt of exquisite cloth around the hips. You have one supreme most of all meal and Gadersham. Inflicted a multitude of merit before the supreme state. Source of constant bliss, the spell of aging and disease, which triple liberated the spell of holy deeds, those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being victored in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alone and center of the anklets. Noise like pinks and self-interest, the flow by the harmony with the swans getting proud elephant. You avoid the pit of the accumulation of after doctrine when you face the ocean and the open ocean of water. Whatever men on earth is the dawn, respectfully beings have a limited as far to mine, and pure and clearly reflects the supreme praise. All the minutes of my days will be fulfilled this life, and all future lives. And my prostrate to the deck to the world, you are the good of the world, praise from the three realms, the one who is praised, the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfill the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, created the bodies of been one's upon a birth, the crown holds the one God birth of an infinite light. The generous right hand spells the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, who left hand is perfectly adorned, the golden lotus. The flashing in the ground, the fragrant top there, faces the of the full moon, yet the lotus of gods are split and encompassing, your fragrant body is feel like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn with the light red of dawn, your arms are arranged in upon of lotuses. You are beautiful, have the color of clouds, your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by a club skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, ornaments. You are the supreme stainless lotus, because you have an exquisite lotus petal. It's bound with the bed of the jewels, you're adorned with beautiful light red, your skirt of exquisite cloth on hips. If the able and supreme risen God be the addition collected multitude of merit by the supreme state. The source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, the triple liberator and the spell of to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being victored in battle with Mars forces, you feud her along with Hannibal and Anklets. You may slip beings from self-interest, the forebirth of harmony, you move the swans, get like a proud elephant. You feel like a bit of the accumulation of the doctrine, when you face from the ocean, milk and ocean of water. What a hermit humanizes the dawn, the spectral beings have a look at his round about and purely and clear as much as supreme praise. All the many and super mundane needs of being fulfilled in this life and all future lives. Omri prostrate to the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised, the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, Supreme King of Sages, to fill the wishes of being, the prostitute, the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of an overly holy body, cleanse the body, fit one's God to bless, the crown unto one God to bless. A beneficent light, your supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden letters. You will the dragon, a flashing you deliver on the dragon top chaos, is the beautiful the full moon. You let us like our this with the compass in your fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, within the beautiful light wraith, the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses, youthful have their call their bottom clouds. Your shoulders adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings brushed with ornaments. You are dwelling supreme thinnest lotus, because your abdomen is above his lotus petal, you white ear. You wear spine go about with a jewels, you wear a skirt with a cloth on hips. You be able to supreme wisdom, God, me and the good ocean, and collect with the multitude merit of the supreme state. The source of comfort, bliss, and the spell of aging disease, which you liberate and dispel holy to those enjoying space. Superhuman body being, victor in battle with Mara's forces, if you are learning the sound of golden anklets. The white flipping from self-interest, the full road to Brahma, move the swans again like a proud elephant. You fully computed the accumulation, look after the doctrine. When a priest in the ocean, milk and ocean of water, whatever mineral monasteries of dawn, structure brings up and look its far to mind, and telling through their sights of supreme praise. All the super mundane needs, we feel that as far as full all future lives. O my pressure to the plot of the world, you the guru of the world, praise but three realms. One is praise that you have four gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising is supreme king of sages, the delicious being, that pressure to the supreme director of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, claim the body's in one's God of bliss, the crown holds the one God of bliss with infinite light. Full generous right hand spells the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. Your supreme, the bundle above the jewels, your two palms are smooth. Uh, your, you have the one that flashing yet earlier than fragrant top there, faces beautiful like the full moon. Go to psychiatrist within the encompassing your fragrant body for like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you don't beautiful light rays the red of dawn. Your arms are ranging upon a blow to see you will have the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders are adorned with jewels, your palms are smoothing and the best of please. Left breast is covered by antelope skin, you are alluring earrings placed with ornaments. If the one you have dwell in supreme stillness lotus, it is the element as smooth as lotus petal. Spun by the jewels, the jewels you wear skirted with the cloth on the hips, you be born supreme wisdom, gone beyond the good ocean. Collected the multitude of merit across the supreme state, so conquer bliss and spell of aging disease. Triple liberator and dispel the holiday to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mars forces, you Peter alone with the sound of golden anklets. The wife flipping from self-interest, the far above the Brahmin with the swan, the getting a proud elephant. The look a bit of the accumulation of the doctor when the fish in the ocean milk and ocean of water. Whatever minnow when ours is the dawn, respectively brings every look at his far to mind and peeling through the recess of supreme praise. All the minutes of a Monday needs will be fulfilled in his life and all future lives. O my prostitute of the picture of the world, you are the guru of the world, the praise for the three realms, but always praise for the people worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising the supreme king of sages, to fill the wishes of being the prostitute, the supreme protector of the three realms. Holder of a noble holy body, creating the bodies of infinite ones, God of blessed crown, holds the one God of blessed of infinite light. This woman generous right and dispel the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly on the golden lotus. Moon of play, a flashing in the other god on a pagan top pair, faces beautiful at the full moon. Those like gods are exquisite and encompassing your yeah, fragrant bodies feel like snow or crunch. Your ear is a flawless golden pearls, you're doing the beautiful light with the red of dawn, your arms are ranging upon a lotuses beneath them of the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders are ornamented jewels, your palms are smooth and the best of leaves. Your left breast is held by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell on the supreme stainless lotus of your abdomen is his breath, his lotus petal, his spine gold about the jewels. You wear a skirt of visible blue cloth on the hips, you the one supreme wisdom, God me and the good ocean, collected the multitude of merit. To acquire the supreme state that shows the cause of bliss and spell of aging disease. The triple liberator and dispel a holiday to those enjoying space. Supreme in body being, victor in battle with Mars forces, you Peter learn the tentacle necklace. You are slipping from self-interest before birth the Brahma. Move the swan's gate like a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation, look after the doctrine. When it fish from the ocean, milk and ocean of water, whatever may know ours is the dawn. Especially brings ever look at his far to mind, appealing through the research of supreme praise. All the mundane and super mundane needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O my prostrate to the protector of the world, you the guru of the world's praise with the three realms. One who is great, the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings. The prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, king of the bodies, infinite ones, God and blessed, crown hold the one God and blessed, and infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. Your left hand is with the hidden on the golden lotus. When the flashing rain rather than the friggin' top there, face is beautiful like the full moon. The goddess like Arthur squirts and encompassing your arrogant body is pure like snow or a conch. Your wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn the beautiful iris red as dawn, your arms are ranging upon a lotuses, you throughout the call of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth with the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You adorn the supreme status lotus, like your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal, you are supplying both the better than a jewels. You are skirted with a cloth on the hips, you have one supreme wisdom bound beyond the Gadoshan. Gadoshan. Reflect the multitude of marital crowd, the supreme state, which was the constant bliss and still evading disease. The triple liberator and dispel a holy each of those enjoying space. So the human body being victor, the victim matter with Mars forces, you feed her alone on top of the necklace. You always like being from self-interest, the flow both the realm, you move the swan again like a proud elephant. You look a bit of the accumulation, look after the doctrine. When I face the ocean, milk and ocean of water, whatever mineral on earth is at dawn, respectfully beings have a look at his heart of mind. And periodically clearly recites the supreme praise, eliminates for mundane needs. Will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. One prostrate to the protector of the world, you are the crew of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising his supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, king of the body, and forget one's kind of blessed, crown, hold the one God of us in infinite life. With the women generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, left hand is perfect freedom on the golden lotus. First, you're the one flashing into the girl and make it up there. Faces beat up the full moon, you feel lotus like others, with the encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn the beautiful light with the red of dawn, your arms are arranged in a pot of lotuses, you instill the happy color of clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels, you adorn your two shoulders are, your palms are smooth as any of the best of leaves, your left breast is covered by the antelope skin, you wear layering earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You adorn the supreme stainless lotus because you're at the minute smooth lotus petal, you have fragrant some go the bed of the jewels, your square skirt of the cloth on the hips. You have the able and supreme wisdom, calm the condition of the collective of all to the merit of God, the supreme state, source of constant bliss, the spell of aging and disease, the triple liberator, and the spell of holy to those enjoying space. And supreme body being victor in battle, Mars forces you, Peter limbs, having on the necklace. Royce beams of self-interest, the flow both the promo, the swan, the like a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation like after the doctrine when I faced the ocean, no condition of water. What if a man woman asks the dawn strictly brings have a look at his heart of mind and purely recites the supreme praise. All the mundane needs we fulfill that is selected all future lives. We're partial to the fact of the world, equal to the world. There's the three realms. But I trade with the chief of the gods, Mars and Brahma. One then Brahma, raising his supreme king and sages to fulfill the wishes of the beings that partial to the supreme fact of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, creating the body as many ones God bless the crown, holds the one God bless with infinite light. Gives to him the generous right hand dispels hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, who left hand is perfectly hid on the golden lotus. One more flashing into the garland, fragrant top bare, faces beautiful like the full moon. The lotus like eyes are with it encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. Your clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you are doing a bedecked light rest of red at dawn. Your arms are arranging upon a lotus as you fill the cloud of autumn clouds. Your pure, two shoulders are done many jewels, your palms are smooth as you the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear layering earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell on supreme stainless lotus, and your other minute smooth as a lotus petal. Slam with the bed of the jewels, your skirt with the cloth around the hips, your able and supreme wisdom, godly and the good ocean. Look to the multitude of merit to world, the supreme state. Source of constant bliss and the spell of aging and disease, the triple liberator and the spell of holy to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in the battle with Mars forces, you Peter alone with heaven of the neck, with voice of self-interest before both the Brahma. You are the swan's gate like a proud elephant, you can lake it for the accumulation after the doctrine. Water face from the ocean, milk and ocean of water, when a woman rises at dawn, the spectator brings heaven, look at his heart and mind. To live and clearly recites the supreme praise, all the many that when they needs we fulfill in this life and all future lives. O our partially to the protect of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the freedom. One of his praise but chief before the gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising his supreme king, his haters fulfill the wishes of beings that partially to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, king of the bodies, infinite ones, God of blessed, crown, hold the one God of blessed, infinite life.
It's the food dinner sweat and spell the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, you think, your left hand is perfectly hit on the golden lotus. And the play, flashing in yellow dog on the freaking top there, piece of beauty like the full moon. Lotus like eyes are swiftly decomposing, your freaking body feel like snow or a conch. You were clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you were adorned with beautiful light rays of red dawn. Arms are hanging upon the lotus, and you fell out the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are the many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves, left breast looking hoop and antelope skin, you alluring your angels, bracelets, and ornaments. You wellness of him thinnest lotus, if your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus belly, if his line gold better than with jewels, your skirtix with a cloth around the hips. You have the born supreme wisdom, gone beyond the condition, you collected the multitude of the merit. You acquire the supreme state, the should have gone to bliss, and spell of aging disease. You have the liberate, tripolator, and the spell of the doesn't join space. Supreme embodied being, pictured in battle with Mara's forces, he theater lumens out of the manic, but so as let himself into the poor both the Brahma, with the swans get a parallel with him. It's a look at the decumulation back of the doctrine. When the first from the ocean, no connection of water, I mean, open eyes of the dawn, stuff he brings evoluptuous for mind, and feels clearly reflects supreme praise, element in its abundant needs, will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. When we're prostrate to the picture of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms, one is praise for you for the gods. The Mars and Burma, praising his supreme king of sages, full with kings, the prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Whole of a noble holy body, and the body of the infinite one's God of bliss, your crown holds the one God of bliss, infinite light. From the generous right hand spells a hunger thirst, the hungry ghost, left in his perfect adornment, golden lotus. One of the flashing into the garland, big and top bare, face the beautiful like the full moon, your fragrant body is pure, face, two eyes, lotus like eyes within encompassing, fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. You want to, wear custom flawless glittering pearls, you'll adorn a beautiful light with the dawn. Your arms are arranged upon a lotus, and you move from the heaven color autumn clouds. Two shoulders that have many jewels, your two earlobes, mm. The many jewels, your palms are smooth as under the best of leaves, left breast like a herb and antelope skin. You're the wearing earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You don't want to supreme status lotus, if your abdomen is as smooth as the lotus petal. Yes, the blind gold the better than your jewels, your palms are smooth, your wear a skirt of its quick like cloth around hips. And they have one supreme wisdom gone beyond the condition, you've collected the multitudes through the merit. To acquire the supreme state that shuts of constant bliss and the spell of aging disease, should be liberated in the spell of holy to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mara's forces, who beat their alluring mechanical anklets. Who slipping himself into the poor bird the Brahma, move with the swans, getting a proud elephant, even completed the accumulated after the doctrine. One who faced me as a milk and ocean of water, whatever man or woman there is as a dawn, as quickly brings up a look at his heart of mine. Clearly, clearly recites the supreme praise, eliminated its mundane needs, will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. And my prostrate to the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised for the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king of sages, to fill the wishes of the beings. I prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, contain the body of bones, one God of bliss, you can't hold the one God of bliss, infinite light. With whom your generous right hand dispels the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost. And left hand is perfectly adorned the golden lotus. You know, when the fly flashing in the eagle, let the garland of fragrant top bare, piece of it like the full moon. Lotus like azures within encompassing your fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. You were clustered of flawless glittering pearls, you adorned beautiful light with the ray of dawn. Arms are ranging upon a lotus seed to have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders adorned many jewels, your palms as smooth as young and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by an antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You do on the supreme stainless lotus, if your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal, you sparkle about than the jewels, who has scars with a cloth on the hips, you have one supreme wisdom, God beyond the great ocean, collected the multitude to the merit to acquire the supreme state, which was of constant bliss, and the spell of raging disease. For the triple liberator and the spell of holy deed to those enjoying space, the supreme body being victored in battle with Mars' forces, defeat our learned son of one with voice leaping some self-interest, the four blood to Brahma, move the swans, get like a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation. Look after the doctor and when it fish me ocean milk and ocean of water. But her minimum when the dawn, the spectators have a look at his far to mind, appealing clearly recites the supreme praise. All the money and its mundane needs to be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. One proceed to the picture of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings. I prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold up a noble holy body, containing the bodies, infinite one's God of bliss, crown holds the one God of bliss. With infinite light, the supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost. The left hand is perfectly hidden on the golden lotus. And on the flashing heat of the girl on the friggin' top there, face is beautiful like the full moon. You notice like ours are squinted and encompassing, your face, your friggin' body is built like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you in the beautiful light ray, the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses, you that have them caught up bottom clouds. Two shoulders adorned with many jewelry from the smooth song and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by club skin, you are alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell on a supreme stainless lotus leaf as your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. The long golden bells and the jewels, you wear a skirt of the cloth on the hips, you the able and supreme wisdom of the other condition. Collected the multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, the source of constant bliss and spell of aging disease, which are liberated. The spell leads those enduring space. Supreme in body being victored in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alluring of the head of golden anklets, who is sleeping some self-interest in the form of the Brahma, who with the swans again like a proud elephant. If you look at the accumulation of the dust, when you face the ocean, milk and ocean of water, if a minute when earth is done, the quickly things have a look, it's far to mind, and feeling really recite the supreme praise. All their mundane and super mundane needs to be fulfilled. It's like an all your lives. And when partially to the protector of the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised, the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and saint, who fulfills the wishes of beings that partially to the supreme protector of the three realms. Holy vanilla, holy body, including the body, has been one God of blessed, crown, holds the one God of blessed, with infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand expels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly hidden on the golden lotus. And the flashing arrow garland, the breaking top there, faces beautiful like the full moon. The lotus like eyes are within encompassing, your fragrant body is pure like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn the beautiful light rays at the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotus leaves, you have the color of autumn clouds. Two shoulders adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You would dwell a supreme stainless lotus if your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. Slime gold the bed of the jewels you wear skirts like with a cloth on the hips, yet the able and supreme wisdom God being the condition. Collected a multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state, which is a crown for birth and barrel of aging disease. Triple liberated and spell the holy to those enjoying space. Supreme in body, being victor in battle with Mars forces, you feed her alluring with sound golden anklets. Your wife flipping self-interest before abroad the Brahma. Move the swan's gate like a proud elephant, you fully completed the accumulation of the Gata doctrine. When it faced the ocean, a milk and ocean of water. Whatever minimum awareness is the dawn, the sparkly beams have the as far to mind and feeling clearly recites the supreme praise. All the money and super mundane needs will be fulfilled in a life and all future lives. I'm going to prostrate to the protect of the world, you the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One who is praised the chief of holy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, fulfills the wish of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold the valley, the holy body, thin of the body has been one's God of blessed, crown holds the one God of blessed with infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden. You from the flashing and early garland of breaking top pair pieces beautiful the full moon. Lotus like are those glitters encompassing it. Make your bodies feel like snow or conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you are adorned with a beautiful light risen red at dawn. Your arms are arranged upon a lotus, you youth and have the color of clouds. Two shoulders adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth song and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered with antelope skin, you are lowering earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. Two shoulders adorned with many, yeah. You dwell in the supreme stainless lotus, if your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. Flying over the bed with the jewels, you are wearing a skirt with a cloth on the hips. The abundant supreme wisdom God the other condition collected the false spirit of merit to acquire the supreme state. The source of constant blessing, spell of aging and disease, the triple liberated and spell holy to those enduring space. Supreme and being victor in battle with Mars forces, if you are learning outside of golden anklets. Harris sleeping some self-interest, the foreboard of Brahma. Ruled the swans again like a proud elephant. If you look at the accumulation act of the doctrine, he wanted to fish in the ocean, milk and ocean of water. Whatever men omen ours is the dawn is sparkly things have a look at star to mind. Feeling to the recited supreme praise, all the men in the super mundane needs we fulfilled. It's like in all future lives. O my passion to protect the world, you the good of the world, praise for the three realms, the one who is praised by the worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, to show the wishes of beings, they partially to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, created the body as infinite one's God of blessed, crown of the one God of blessed, infinite light. You see him the generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned with the golden lotus. With on a flashing and early girl and a breaking top bare, faces beautiful like the full moon. The lotus like ours, how exquisite and encompassing, Breaking body is built like snow or a conch. You learn a cluster of flawless glittering pearls. You adorn with beautiful light with a dome. Your arms are arranged like a pot of lotuses. Your youth will have the color of clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned with many jewels. To each palms ears onto the smoothest young of the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by an antelope skin. You wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You will adorn supreme thinnest lotus. Surface of your abdomen is as smooth as lotus petal. Is fine gold abundant on jewels. You wear a skirt with a collar on the hips. You the able one supreme wisdom, God the ocean. You collected the multiple merit, God the supreme state. The source of constant bliss is the liberating disease, which is liberating the spell, holy to those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mara's forces, you feed her alone with the sun of the necklace, who is living from self-interest. Before the birds of harmony, you move the swan again like a proud elephant. You feel like completed the accumulation of after the darkness, when you pierce from the ocean of milk and ocean of water. Whatever man or woman, all words arises at dawn, the prickly beings have been look its far to mine. Filling clear recites the supreme praise, all the municipal mundane needs will be fulfilled. In this life and all future lives. When we're prostrate to the protector of the world, you, the guru of the world, praise for the three realms, the one who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, creating the body as infinite ones, God of bliss, the crown holds the one God of bliss in infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst, the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly healed on the golden lotus. Woman, the flashing yet ill god, the pagan top pair, pagan body, a face is beautiful full moon. You wear like eyes always puts in encompassing a pagan body is pure like snow or a conch. You wear crystals flawless, glittering pearls, you adorn a beautiful light red at dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pond of lotus, you used to have the color of them clouds. Two shoulders adorned with many jewels, your palms are smooth, and the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you are alluring your exquisite ornaments. You dwell on the supreme status lotus, your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. You bones on the bed of the jewels. You have a skirt, wear a skirt of a cloth around the hips. You have the able one supreme wisdom, gone beyond the Ganesh, collected of multitudes of merit, to acquire the supreme state, the source of constant bliss and the spell of aging disease. The triple liberator and the spell of holy deeds, those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor and body with Mara's forces, you feed her alluring with head of the anklets, so as limping from self-interest. With the four birds of Rama, you move the swans again like a proud elephant. You feel like a bit of the accumulation of after the duck, 20 feet in the ocean, milk and ocean of water. But if the minimum nurses don't respect things, have a look as far to mine and feel like they recite the supreme praise. All the mundane needs will be fulfilled this night and all future lives. More pressure to the protect of the world, you, the guru of the world, praised by the three realms, the one who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king and sages, who fulfill the wishes of beings that prostitute the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold up a noble holy body, created the body as infinite one's gone to bless, the crown holds the one gone to bless, in infinite light. Your supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger, thirst, the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly you adorn the golden lotus. When the flashing ideal of the garland, fake top there, faces beautiful the full moon. You lotus like eyes, eyes, within encompassing your vacant body is pure like snow or a conch, your hair is crusted with flawless glittering pearls. On a beautiful light as the red of dawn, your arms ranging upon the lotuses, you can afford the power of autumn clouds. Two shoulders out of many jewels, your palms are smoothing of the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you wear alluring earrings braced with ornaments. Two shoulders are you are dwell in a supreme thinnest lotus, you of your abdomen. Is as smooth as a lotus petal, he is the fine gold better than the jewels. You wear a skirt of his cloth on the hips. Yet the able one supreme wisdom, gone beyond the great ocean, you collected a multitude of merit. To acquire the supreme state, the source of constant bliss, and the spell of aging and disease. You are the triple liberator and spell of light, those enjoying space. Supreme body being victor in battle with Mara's forces, you feed her alone the sun of golden anklets, who has lighting from self-interest, the flow about the Brahma, with the swans getting a proud elephant. You fully completed the accumulation, look after the doctrine, when he preached in the ocean, milk and ocean of water. Whatever man or rest of dawn is quickly being heard, look at his far mind. And clearly reflects supreme praise. All the men and supermundane needs be fulfilled and selected all future lives. O I prostrate to the protector of the world, you, the guru of the world, praised by the three realms. One who is praised by the chief of worldly gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, supreme king of sages, fulfills the wishes of beings that prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold the venerable holy body, take the bodies, and one's God of blessed crown, hold the one God of blessed in infinite light. Light. Your Spiritual right hand is by the hunger thirst and hungry ghost. Your left hand is by forget on the golden lotus. When the flashing you the garland of big and top pair faces below the full moon. Notice like eyes with the compassing your true soul, your Looking body is pale like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of cloud splitting pearls. Your two shoulders are you are adorned with beautiful light with the red dawn. Your arms are ranging upon lotuses. Your youthful have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are doing many jewels. Your palms are smooth as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by a lip skin. Your arm are earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You are the supreme thinnest lotus. If it's your abdomen is smooth as lotus petal. Smiling on the bottom of the jewels, you wear skirts with the cloth from the hips. With the able and supreme wisdom, go me on the Ganesh, collected multitudes of the merit of God, the supreme state, source of constant bliss, and dispel our aging disease, the triple liberate and dispel the holy to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied being, victor in battle with Mara's forces, your feet are alone on top of the necklace. Always sleeping from self-interest before both the army and with the swans get like a proud elephant. Feel like a pit of the accumulation of after the doctor when it fish from the ocean of milk and ocean of water. What if I mean when I rises to dawn, the spiritual beings have a look at destroyed mind, periodic prayer, such as supreme praise. All the money that Supermonte needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O my prostrate to the project of the world, you the guru of the world, praise for the three realms. One is praise the chief of all the gods, Mars and Brahma, praising you, supreme king of sages, to fulfill the wishes of beings. I prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms. Hold of a noble holy body, containing the body as if anyone's God of bliss, secure and holds the one God of bliss for the infinite light. You supremely generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost, your left hand is perfectly adorned. With the golden lotus, when the flashing your ear, the garden, the fragrant top there, pieces beautiful like the full moon. You wear like God's exquisite encompassing, you wear as your fragrant body is pure like snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls, you adorn with beautiful light, rest like a dome. Arms are hinging upon a lotus, the heat of the hand are called out in clouds. Your shoulders are of many jewels, your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by antelope skin, you are alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell in a supreme stainless lotus, it is your abdomen is as smooth as a lotus petal. Spangled about with jewels, your skirt of exquisite cloth from the hips. You were, yeah, but, the abundant supreme wisdom, God me in the good ocean, collected the mold of the merit of the supreme state. Source of God's bliss and dispel everything disease, the triple liberated and dispel holy to destined to space. Supreme body being victor of battle of Mars, forces defeat her alluring and with the necklace. The isolating some self-interest for both of you with the prawns, swans getting a proud elephant. People look at pit of the accumulation back into the dark one, increase in the ocean, milk and ocean of water. Whenever men, woman, nurses, adorn, directly brings up a look at the fire of mind, purely and clearly recite the supreme praise. All the Monday that Super Monday needs be fulfilled, recite it off at Warrior, compassionate eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion. I read when you please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers, in all six realms, to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. He was at the vast and profound feelings awakening mind may grow. In fear of your great compassion, please cleanse all karmas and illusions. You lead with your hand of compassion, me and my greater soul feels of bliss. Bohemian raising in all my lives, the virtuous friends, Joel Leon, recept of your vow, and greatly bless us in Buddha's state. Wumba manda gridum be umzabajidu zawadamazabajidu. Torm offerings become just empty. From within emptiness, broom becomes a vast and extensive precious vessel, inside of which all melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated and exalted wisdom nectar. Omahom, omahom, omahom. Om Maria Lokeshvara Zabari Wari Linda Kahi Kahi. Maria Lokeshvara Zabari Wari Linda Kahi Kahi. Maria Lokeshvara Zabari Wari Linda Kahi Kahi. Maria Lokeshvara Zabari Wara Hargam Padyam Tujbe Dube. Aloge Gyande Nivedye Shabda Pratika. 1,000 arms are 1,000 wielding kings, 1,000 eyes, the money, and 1,000 Buddhas. Trusted and for praise, the venerable beloved, the his body who shows whatever needed is subdued, let to be subdued. Whom Yoda Generasi Laja, Jamdu Nandi Dina Yama. Naba Jambo Dagi Jamda Jam, Dogu Digi Gangi Namba. Yeba Digu Dame Jamwadin, Dama Dama Rigi Dradu. Yombe Tuba Dane Dumbe Zoom, Legend Saba Zine Jumazu. Naba Shinji Mewana Bazi, Jason Kabo Vita Genduno. Jawa Zindura Ila Bazi, Shiva Migi Gabo Gita. Gaja Migi Mabdu Dojel Ben, Dure Nai. Shingle Kume Toma Lente Ben, Zatu Balan Chan, Selu Zangi Demba Nyambu Zuwadam, Gezu Mumba Nyambu Zuba. Aja Mama Garan Jena Gi, Nye Manje Baji Shiva. Kira Manje Nyare Zabu Zor, Nama Gunda Yeme Lan, Nani Yube Gamsu. Agi Zanjan Zamjigi, Yamam Halaswan. Gunda Lama Yeme Lan, Nani Yube Gamsu. Alba Zanjan Zamjigi, Maji Halaswan. Lama Gunda Yeme Lan, Nani Yube Gamsu. Agi Zanjan Zamjigi, Yamam Halaswan. Kambalama Yeme Lan, Dani Yube Gamsu. Asma Zamjam Zamjegi, Baje Malaswan. Lama Gombo Yeme Lan, Dani Yube Gamsu. Agi Zamjam Zamjegi, Yamam Halaswan. Kambalama Yeme Lan, Dani Yube Gamsu. Azam Zamjam Zamjegi, Baje Malaswan. Yevadi Zara Kunduda, Yewe Namju Malasindana. Baby Galgan Zabin Bingen Mahabum Great Bodhisattva who annihilate in uncannibal form all evil beings, and who destroy the three-storied city. O fearful one, this faith is offered you.
with great energy and admiration. You who are liberated from this world, said to have been a Brahmin before, have attained the supreme of all cities, and have reached the state of transcendent bliss. Your holy body is as quick as thought, and renowned throughout all the universe. Liberator of all worldly beings, in battle you are always addicted. Namas and Mambo directly praise you. You wear a blue silk and upper garment. Your manifest body is at one time most beautiful, yet still it horrifies. Wherever you look, your eye terrifies, and brings all beings to your melody. Your eye becomes the highest of cities. You lead countless beings to wisdom's bliss. O compassionate and courageous Lord, I constantly offer praises to you. Zeni trene nongzi kebani, zeni guna mejin zen gyame, zem yeme garu gyame, zutru gyuma zandu rangi zen, bademba jiwe belomo, shize jigyo jiwe onzu jen, shire bogi bowe zomori, Agi Guru Gamo Shindu Dam, Duji Mala Japilo, Agi Dedam Bharti Jivadu, Dru, Zeni Zile Namji Gebani, Zeni Guna Mejun Zen Kyame, Zang Yerme Garu Gyame, Suju Gyuma Zandu Rangi Zen, Bademba give it Villamon, give it Mangujan, give it Forgi, Boe Gomoni, Agi Guru Zemo Jinduji, Undu give it Mala Jabilo, Agi Zeram Zona give it Zeni Zele Namji Gebani, Zeni Guna Mejin Zen Kyame, Zendam Yerme Garu Zugyame, Zutu Gilma Tandu Rangi Zen, Badembo Wangi Belamo, Wangi Mantu Chen, Wangi Kowe Zomani, Agi Guru Marmo Shindu Dan, Hindu Wanze Mala Jabdilo, Kamsum Zenchen Tangje Wandu Ju. Zeni Dwele Namji Devani, Zeni Guna Mejin Zen Kyame, Zendam Yele Kadu Zugyame, Suchu Gyuma Zangu Ragi Zen, Bademba Drabu Pelamo, Draze Dragyu Drabe Manzuchen, Drabe Korgi Kowe Zomani, Agi Gudo Nakma Jindu Nam, Hindu Draze Mala Jabdilo, Agi Nedam Drage Double Dro. Yegi Ranjin Jirya Madhugyan, Dira Zeni Jirya Namwaki, Ile Namji Gurun Zebala, Dagi Nindu Rabdu Jugina, Agyale Randi Mundde, Tadroe Dona Gumpar. Whom, O Kalarupa, with magnificent wrathful body, a garland with human heads of melting blood. Kings from your shoulders, I praise you, who destroy the arrogance of Mara's obstinate forces. From the bloodiest Vajra songs, good uproar and a torment completed in all its parts. Portions of tea and liquor, the minced flesh of hindering enemies. The fish all the thorn of the oceans of blood and fat. Ushes to dust, the worst of hindering enemies who harm the doctrine, the Tara Dagada. For the push, sickness, aging, and death for us practitioners, I praise you. Firing fangs as dazzling white as Venus, your opponent's destroying eyes dart like lightning. Fours they thing like air fire's time's end, you burn all hindering forces, I praise you. Lord of all female cannibals, the moon and the rest, possessing all the radiant splendor of sunlight. You shall Jah to accomplish your activities, you destroy the cutting like fuck the hinders, I praise you. Lord, let on their hat from the head of all spirits, thank you, melting the buffalo face keeps open. You take the great earth to the railing tempest, the bullet blowing from Yah, I praise you. One of your retinue rides a buffalo with sharp horns and hooves, and others on a black whirlwind. Shakali, Bim's a member, and the others surrounded by a retinue of spirits of the three realms, I praise you. You were the youths sort of like ha ha, accepting offerings of predicting on the rest, incessantly carrying out the promise made before the glories Yamantaka. Whom the protector listened from the cells of I, upon a fearless lion seat is resting virtuous and powerful. Royal power to you, the lord of eight stages. To you, four princes, that come giving yakshas to do special tasks. And eight great wealth-getting nagas, along with your retinue of eight classes of gods and cannibals, make offerings, praise, and prostration. Destroy my enemies and hindrances without exception, bring out forth the enjoyment of wealth. My desires as I wish, and spontaneously achieve the welfare of others. Umakaramakam Savanamana Humbe Soha. Umakaramakam Savanamana Humbe Soha. Umakaramakam Savanamana Humbe Soha. Om Dakini Sridhamapalaza Parivaragam Bharyam Dujbe Dube. Loge Gyande Niwede Shabda Badida. Dakinis and guardians of the Dharma protect the white side. Basically, have to stop offering down the five sense pleasures. Seeks to flourish by getting sense of happiness, and it goes myself and this fulfilled as you wish. Namasavadagadabalukadiyam Sambara Sambara Hum. Namasavadagadabalukadiyam Sambara Sambara Hum. Namasavadagadabalukadiyam Sambara Sambara Hum. I prostrate to the Daggett of any jewels, I prostrate to the Daggett of beautiful form, to the Daggett of very gentle body, I prostrate to the Daggett of free of all fears. Owner of the place and others, you equipped of mighty ones, you put accept the storm offering down the five sense pleasures, afflictions of flowers, blogger benedictions to be ossified, and the numbers of myself and the filled as you wish. The bathhouse has an extremely sweet fragrance, a crystal floor and beautiful sparkling jeweled pillars. The roof is covered by a canopy decorated with shining pearls. Just as the gods offered a bath at the time of the Buddha's birth, so do I offer a bath in the pure water of the gods. I offer ablution to the protector overlooked as far, the length of my gate is a stream of fragrant nectar. Head to the Geshe eyes to be cleansed, and that be the good fortune to acquire the stainless three bodies. To the Tathagatas and their sons, with many jeweled vases exclusively filled with pleasing perfume, accompanied by a variety of excellent songs and music offered this bath. Om Zavadadagadari, Lucas Vadazab, Bodhi Wadabhi, Maya Shriya. I dry your holy bodies with incomparable clean, scented cloth. Om Ram Priya. Zavadadagadari, Lucas Vadazab, Bodhi Wadagaya Vishvarane Soha. In order to purify my mind, that I put the precious garment, multicolored like injured variegated bow. which becomes the cause of bliss, may be doing the holy government of patience. Because the victorious ones are adorned by the natural ornaments of the marks and signs, do not need any other kind of ornament. By offering them supreme spiritual ornaments, may all migrating beings achieve the holy body adorned with the marks and signs. By offering these auspicious vows, beautified by jewels and filled with the various essences, may all the saints of karma and delusion be purified, and may be imbued with the moisture of bodhicitta. Marakalasha. Out of your loving compassion for myself and migrating beings, O Bhagavan, please remain to support these miraculous manifestations on continue to make offerings. Due to these virtuous actions of mine, make a book about Buddha in this world. I'm teaching to benefit migrators, make peace and these beings who are tormented by many sufferings. And all my rebirths may belong to a good family, be clear in mind and free of pride, have good compassion, respect for my gurus, such as Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara, whatever your body, your retinue, light, spin, realm, and so forth. Every supreme and excellent name, then others become one like that. The force of the praises and requests made to you, may all diseases, evil spirits, poverty, and quarrels be calmed. And the Dharma and good fortune increase, and the region and others dwell. The precious mind of supreme Bodhicitta that does arise and rise and grow. The Nata and Mananis would increase more and more. Om Padma Sattva Samaya Manabalaya. O greatly compassionate Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. Since we are beginners and under the influence of drowsiness and excitement, concentration has not been clear, much has been incorrect. In addition to mixtures in the ritual of classic and so on. I request you are great compassionate ones to forgive us, please do not let it to obscure us. Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme. The principal, the great compassionate one and his retinue come to the space in front. White nectar flows from the parts of their holy bodies, washing all the outside, inside, and middle of one's body, purifying all the diseases, evil spirits, negativities, and obscurations. Once 3 doors along with their imprints without anything remaining. Meditate on the divine pride of oneself as a Samaya being, their capacity. Due to these merits, may become the great compassionate one, embrace all migrated beings without exception in that very state. Namo Guru Lokeshvarayam. So whatever collection of virtue there is of practicing the path of abiding in the retreat, instructed by the essence of compassion, Vela Lokeshvara Bhikshani Lakshmi, purify the obscurations of ordinary appearance. When the conqueror's doctrine, the source of benefit and happiness of the beings upholding it up, increase the happiness of migrators. Maybe should every unfavorable condition of practicing the holy Dharma be pacified, favorable conditions in the election of goodness be excellently achieved. While abiding in the retreat of averting physical hardships, may the physical obscurations of myself and others be purified, the concentration visualizing the body of the deity appearing while empty. May I finally attain the body adorned with the signs of the applications. By abiding in the retreat of averting verbal hardships, keeping silence, the verbal obscurations of myself and others be purified, completing the crustacean of the mantra examining while empty. May we finally attain the melodious speech of Brahma. Abiding in the retreat of averting mental hardships, avoiding distractions, the mental obscurations of myself and others be purified. Divine yoga, that is compassion. We finally attain the great bliss of the Dhammakaya. A fortunate being abides in the retreat. If the body becomes hot, cold, or exhausted, the karma to be born with hell, but the power of hate to be purified, the rebirth in hell be closed. The hunger, thirst arise to abiding in the retreat. The hardships of food and drink. The karma to be born of the hungry ghost, but the power of mindfulness be purified. The rebirth of the hungry ghost be closed. One becomes delirious, mental sinking, lethargy, and sleep. During the retreat without mental distractions. The karma to be born as an animal by the power of ignorance be purified. The door of animal rebirth be closed. In short, whatever physical and mental sufferings arise at all times of abiding in the retreat, if the suffering of all the migrants be purified by this, I have voluntarily to accept the sufferings with thought to bring benefit and happiness. The time of my death is near, having been graciously welcomed by the great compassionate one, and I believe behold his legs and necks and faces, and always be watched over by the one with 1,000 eyes. God, for the sake of bad migration, alleviate the sufferings of all 6 migrations, by emanating and collecting waves generated from their holy body, give for beings the holy mind of mercy, mercy, and power. In the 1,000-petaled lotus in Sukhavati, seeing this pure lane where the word suffering does not exist, and behold the holy face direct to Amitabha, the flowing property of his holy speech. In the 6-armed guardian of the teaching, the 8 great Nagas in the land of the Tago, 60,000 of ways to spread this path in all directions at all times, attains the activities of that destruction. May there be auspiciousness. Host of deity is the great primary, great compassionate one, entire divine bound pathways, spread a rain of flowers and proclaim auspicious melodies. Enlightened activities eliminates all hindering forces to bestow upon you all supreme wishes. Generate great joy by knowing that and also proclaiming all and expressing auspiciousness. The compassion of all those who have gone blessed the 3 times has conferred the name of Avalokiteshvara and the wish granting jewel grants all that is wished for. The homage of the holy infallible refuge. The auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist, the supreme direction lineage gurus. The Lakshmi cared for by the Arya of Chandrakumar, Chandrabhadra, Yoidawa Geltas, and the rest. The all yet auspicious signs be exalted and happy to see gurus who keep the waxing moon. May the auspicious joy and glory perfection. Of whatever signs of virtue exist, the host of mandala deities, the great compassionate one. Amitabha, holy the white lotus. Vadarchana Ratna Sambhava, Akshobi of Buddha, the Mogasiddhi, and the rest. Just the signs be exhausted and happy to see goodness that can the waxing moon. The auspiciousness of glory and the glory of perfection. Auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist, with the most supreme of all the able one's excellent explanations. Chief of the lotus family of the lowest action tantras. Victorious Tantra, the one possessing 1,000 compassionate eyes. Now your such signs be exhausted and happy to see goodness that increases the waxing moon. The video auspicious of the joy and the glory of perfection. Auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist for those who are all engaged in hearing, contemplating, and meditating on the supreme profound path. Realms and for all those who with the mind of faith, Mary Siddharani, Mantra even in the name of the holy of the lotus Pagnapani. Now your auspicious signs be exhausted and happy to see goodness that increases the waxing moon. The video auspiciousness of the glory and glory of perfection. Auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist for the inestimable mansions of both hundreds of jewels. They get like a rainbow, bar like the path of immortality. Let's be part of various ornaments. Now your auspicious signs be exhausted and happy to see goodness if you see the waxing moon. And the video goodness and glory of perfection. I pray to Buddha Amitabha, teacher of gods and men. Your excellent activities give endless benefit to beings. And the just once curses away the fear of Lord of Death. The mind always generates compassion towards beings like the mother towards her only son. Many times the good qualities of Supreme Paradise Dewa Chen were praised by Lord Buddha. The compassion is power and prayers to be born there explain whatever I can. Blocked by thick ignorance of the points to be abandoned and obtained, and just for beings to reach a higher life are killed by the input of anger. You're locked in samsara's prison by the root of desire and carried away by the great river of karma into Ramsara's ocean. Lord is an old age, swallowed by the sea mother's mouth at the ruthless foot of death, and buried under a load of unwanted sufferings, I have been unbreakable moaning with depression. Mind aspires to witness the destitute person's only friend, the Savior Amitaya. The Bodhisattva Lord had looked as far and surrounded by its supreme entourage. Please don't forget your unearthing promise to benefit us, made for immeasurable aeons by visiting the Bodhisattva mind. The power of that, I supplicate you objectively to come here with the force and miraculous powers. Passion like the singing birds fly the deity's path to the sky. By depending on the power of a massive addition like two collections of virtue accumulated by myself and others from 3 times, pray Amitabha that you, together with your two chief sons and your entourage, close to me the time of my death and protect me. Please, Buddha, may I see you directly with your entourage. At that time, may very strong faith in you arise in me. May there be no extreme pain at the time of death, without forgetting my remember the objects of my faith. At the moment of death, may the eight great bodhisattvas come to me with their miraculous power and show me the exact path to travel the day with Chen. Because of that may be born from the lotus into the precious pure land of Dewa Chen with sharp faculties and among Mahan race of beings. Soon as I am born, may I retain everything previously learned about concentration, templates bodhicitta, and stability. So forth, may I achieve immeasurable collections of good qualities. May Amitabha, his entourage, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas the 10 directions of confidence in me. May I receive the complete Mahayana teachings, understanding them exactly as intended. Through miraculous power, may I go unobstructed to the many Buddha fields, cultivating all the great Bodhisattva activities. Even though I take birth in the pure realms, may I be drawn by the great power of compassion to go without obstacles and through miraculous abilities and means in impure lands. Try to teach the Dharma to exactly the feats of one's ability, because of that may I be able to establish them the perfect pure path praised by the Buddhas. These activities and visually achieve Buddhahood for the sake of vast numbers of beings. One day when this life's activities are finished and my mind become full of faith and compassion for being able to see you clearly, Amitabha surrounded by the ocean of disciples. As soon as the appearances of the intermediate state come to me, may the eight bodhisattvas show me the mistaken path. Because of that, may be born in the Dewa Chen and then emanate in the new pure lands to the saved beings. Even though I may not always be able to achieve the perfect state throughout my life, may I always achieve faith in the perfect human form. May I strive at hearing, contemplating, and meditating all upon the explanations and realizations of Buddha's teachings. May I be separated from the basis of the human form, one by the different qualities of the higher realms. In all those lifetimes, may I always achieve the ability to remember all my previous existences with exact clarity. But all my future lives, may I see samsara quality existence without essence. May be attracted to the divinest qualities. Because of that, the Buddha's excellent teachings of Vinaya may renounce their old and the monastic life and become a non may not accepting the natural bad deeds when it is breaking the slightest Buddha's precepts. And Buddha said the Buddha matured by achieving great enlightenment by becoming completely beloved heap of ethics. Throughout all my future lives, may I exactly understand the way for clearing away the mental afflictions. Then, when I achieve the great collections of recollecting everything without exception that I previously learned, including the branches of perfection and holding in mind the words and meanings of the Dharma, and achieve the very confidence to teach without obstacle to others that behold. Throughout all my lives, may that this mighty sculpt golden courageously and so forth, and again the fleshlight and so forth, and may achieve the 5 clairvoyance, which is the miraculous ability to know faraway objects and so forth, and never be separated from these abilities. But all my future lives may achieve great wisdom, which makes me able through my own power to discriminate between what should be allowed and what should be abandoned. May achieve clear wisdom, which is able to discriminate even the subtle details of the mental afflictions that are the pure virtues, exactly as they are, not mixing to keep them separate. May I achieve quick wisdom, which is able to terminate without exception all lack of understanding, wrong views, and mental doubts as soon as they arise. May I achieve profound wisdom, which gives me access to the scriptures of Buddha's speech, so that without becoming stuck, I may enter the unfathomable depths of meaning. In summary, with the wisdom free from the faults of perverted wisdom, I become just the venerable Manjushri with a skillful me teaches wisdom, keeps a clear understanding of the being of the Buddha's teachings, and enables me to perfect all the Bodhisattva's activities. Like that with wisdom is very clear, quick, and profound. May I take care of other fortunate ones with kindness, destroy wrong views, and please the knowledgeable to teaching, debating, and the composing scriptures in the various branches of the Buddha teaching. May I complete perfected scholar. Lord, all my future lives may I be free of holding on that mainly cling to my own purposes. May I stop all laziness and cowardliness toward the great activities of the Bodhisattvas. And may I become skillful in the Bodhisattva mind, which will takes on the purposes of others with the brave out of mind complete. With that may I perfect all the Buddha's activities and become like the venerable Lotusvara. Through all my future lives and working for the benefit of myself and others, may I subdue all demons, extremists, and opponents with wrong views. Signal power that enables me to complete all the perfect Bodhisattva activities, become the venerable Butterpani. After the abandonment of laziness, may I complete the Bodhisattva's activities by first generating the Bodhisattva mind instantly and then not wavering from it. With that great effort, may I find incomparable Buddhahood, become the sixth Buddha Shakyamuni. Throughout all my future lives, may I be able to achieve all predecessors obstacles to achieving enlightenment. May I become just a thus God medicine Buddha, despite mentioning whose name one is able to pacify all suffering of the body, speech, and mind. Throughout all my future lives, may I attain whatever life I wish for, become just the Buddha Amitayas. Because by taking his name, one is able to subdue all untimely death. When obstacles to life come near, please appear to me, Savior Amitayas, and through your four activities, they your disciples, clearly in whatever form is fitting. As soon as your form is seen, may all obstacles to life be extinguished without exception. When you appear, whatever form is fitting for your disciples, Savior Amitayas, may be able to recognize these forms as you. Faith is not artificial, not unshakable, is strong arise. The power of that faith may meet directly with you in the form of a virtuous friend throughout all our lives, but Amitayas. We feel like taking all the direct activities and definitely separate. Through all future lives, may we be held in the kindness of a fully qualified Mahayana virtuous teacher, beautiful all ordinary and translated good qualities. May that teacher become very happy with me. That time also, through the force of a strong, unshakable faith in my virtuous guide, may only perform activities that please my teacher with the three boards, my body, speech, and mind. May I do anything that will cause my body guide to become pleased even for an instant. With my virtuous guide, may every whole instruction be bestowed without leaving anything out. May I diligently practice. On a sitting when I made meetings that taught me, I perceive to be completely. May I become fluent of even an instant by misleading friends and unvirtuous teachers. Throughout all my lives, may I have reason, faith, in cause and effect, renunciation, the ultimate secrets for enlightenment, pure view. Knowledge that effortlessly experience without break. From my future life, may the roots of virtue are performed from my body, speech, and mind to benefit others, becoming a cause for their pure enlightenment. All the diseases that sadden the mind of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as harms to ground our spirits, illnesses and the Buddhas that occur in the realms of the world. Separating the are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind, and they are instant and are vector in the realms of the world. All the body beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases. We have sounds of whose names terrify beings, as I have been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all the body beings be unharmed by the 80,000 types of spirits, 50 spirits that harm suddenly, the 444 diseases, and so forth. Whatever sufferings there are due to disturbance of the four elements, depriving body and mind, every happiness pacified, and may the body and mind have radiant power. Take life, good health, and well-being. For the compassion of the gurus and the three jewels, the power of their kings, ever protectors and guardians, the power of the truth and infallibility to come to results, may all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled. Jigden Kandu Yende Maluvam Game Zumwe Zambel Yinon Gangrim Zumen Benzen Yazulam Zuwadebzu Zujemudujo Duzujang Shenjambugelwe Denzin Kyonghelwe Kunzodo Borden Chogzum Korwe Lemonduru Adam Sudu Jegundu Shabdenju. Through illuminating all your appearance dispels the darkness. Your clear mind knows the 84,000 heaps of Dharma. power of the remedy to the 84,000 delusions, the proclaiming dependent rising itself as victorious in battle with the Maras. I worship the supremely kind great Vajradhara on my crown. Clarifying the measures and realization teachings of the Muni, who spread and illuminate these teachings wherever they have not yet spread in the world. And become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear heart patience, and you continue with the realization of the perfection of wisdom, son of dependent arising. Precious do, Lord, possessing love and compassion, you liberate upon seeing, as your mastery of all the scriptures. You make great among the great, but like comprehending and clarifying the meaning of the mental compassion. Guide all beings in the path to liberation. Pure, fully qualified, spiritual friend, my guru, please remain forever. She who protects from the fears of 3 times Aryatara, has increased the lifespans and the activities of the beings and preserved their holy dharma. And always without separation, develop this spontaneous activity. Fill all days and 3 roots may all be auspicious. All appearances, sounds, and the one which is knowing. Cümle deriş önce böyle da beyanı biz de gelen önemli yapılacak zalon. And this is bugün yapılacak zalon. Teram bacı gire ve bana ne zon du du acayip o sohar. Ne bacı gire ve bana ne zon du acayip o sohar. Bacı gire ve bana ne zon du acayip o sohar. Bacı gire ve bana ne zon du acayip o sohar. Ne bacı gire ve bana ne zon du acayip o sohar. Ne bacı gire ve bana ne zon du acayip o sohar. And but you get a better do that because so hard. And the ladies in the banana beyond the because I get a many kila get the couple of sharks hello. The ladies in the banana beyond the like all on to did you forget the sharks hello. Due to the blessings, the eminent victorious ones, the bodhisattvas, the valor of the dependent rising, the pure power of my pure special attitude taking responsibility, may all the ends of my pure prayers be accomplished. While appearances, sounds, and the one which is knowing, being the deity, the mantra, and the Dharmakaya, manifest the limitless actions, the holy bodies, and transcendental wisdom, and mind become one taste, the drop of the holy mind, inseparable from the practice of that great profound secret yoga.